Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name's Paul. If Sagittarius is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Sagittarius, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And a Seven of Cups. To me, the Seven of Cups feels like healing, you know? And I think that you are perhaps in this kind of healing energy right now. Now, this doesn't really look like healing, right? This is our awareness that things need to change, that we need to heal. And this is us making those efforts, putting forth the energy and the effort to get out of the quicksand, right? I feel like you're somebody who is intensely motivated. And I always say this about you, Sagittarius. It feels like you are the arrow in the bow, just, ready to be shot toward your goal, And I think that sometimes we get a little stuck. Sometimes we feel that we maybe have taken a wrong turn here or there. We all do. But you're somebody who does not give up. You're somebody with an intense confidence in yourself. And I think that is really the mark of somebody who's going to be absolutely successful, right? I feel like this is a challenging situation that you're in right now. One where forward movement seems like it's difficult, right? Now we're stuck in the quicksand, right? But I feel like you are confident in yourself that you know how to get out of quicksand. Right? It's not by frantic, chaotic activity, scrambling to get out, right? But by calm, deliberate, intentional actions in a very focused and calm way, right? So you're somebody who really can think clearly in the face of an obstacle. You are somebody that we'd all want to have around if there were a disaster or some kind of emergency. I feel like you're the one to have around, that you know how to react to things in an appropriate way, in a way that is very energetic, very strong, very decisive, but also very calm and very focused, I feel that you do very well under pressure. Yeah. And I feel like there's some pressure on you right now. There's this, you're putting pressure on yourself because you know that the situation as it has been is not good for you. So you're really making the effort to move forward in this very calm, focused, and steady way to get out of the quicksand, right? So I feel like this has a lot to do with the emotional healing. I feel that we've been aware that something was kind of off lately, and we need to move on from this. We need to heal from this, right? So let's see where this energy is going. With our Seven of Cups, a Three of Swords. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. The Three of Swords is all about, it's the Lord of Sorrow, right, this card. And it's typically the memory, okay? And it might be that this is kind of the biggest obstacle right now, is not the quicksand itself, but the how it feels to you, what it does to you when we keep thinking about it, right? The mind has a tendency to recount or relive or remember past pain, suffering, loss, trauma, right? So it could be that our quicksand right now is really our own mind, excuse me, keeping us very much in the feeling of something that has kind of already happened, already passed. And it's, technically we're not there anymore. So I feel like there might be an attachment to a particular emotion or event, or the feeling surrounding an event or a situation. And that's our quicksand. That's what we have to heal from and move on from. I don't think anything is happening right now in this moment. I feel that we're still kind of stuck in that moment from the past, though. Okay, the Three of Swords is always about the memory. It's always about the mind kind of recreating things that have already happened, but for all intents and purposes, it feels like it's happening right now. What's underneath the surface? The Three of Wands. To directly and really to counteract the Three of Swords. The Three of Wands is all about your willpower, your identity, your confidence, your sense of purpose, your sense of personal righteousness. Okay? Not in a religious or a moral sense, but in the idea that what you are doing, the path that you're on, is absolutely right for you and absolutely correct. Your will, your body, your heart and mind are all saying, let's do it. Okay? And so this is that forward momentum. This is that kind of calm and steady push forward that's opposing the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords wants to keep us in the past. Well, what's in the past right now? Let's take a quick look here. Two of Cups. Two of Cups is love. Two of Cups is a one-on-one interaction, experience, an attempt at union, a desire for union. Right? We could be suffering the loss of a loved one. We could be suffering a breakup. This could be the memory of that love that has passed. Right? Whether it's the love of a family member, a friend, a romantic partner, whether this was that love that we had for our job, or even love for ourselves, or love for the divine. It's a union. It's a connection that I think has maybe not completely vanished, but I think right now we're remembering this in a way that feels painful. Yeah. So it's kind of like we're looking at this and maybe we're longing for this again, or maybe we are, you're feeling upset that this is not present right now. Okay. So it feels like this was a loss of some kind. It could be the loss of a job. It could be, it could be the loss really of that sense of purpose even. And it doesn't have to be romantic love. I mean, it could be. But it feels as if this was a union that we had, or we thought we had. But now we're looking back at that, and there's that kind of that tinge of pain and sorrow about it. Yeah. Let's see what's up above everything here. Prince of Cups, more water energy. The Prince of Cups is fixed water energy. So it's us being rather stuck in a feeling, okay? It does sort of feel like somebody has passed. I feel like this might be something of that nature. The Prince of Cups, like I said, is someone being very identified with a feeling, okay? And to the point where it kind of is almost consuming your whole aura, right? So you're just exuding this particular feeling. And it's difficult to see the future. It's difficult to see what to do. It's difficult to have this kind of confidence that I believe you have to move forward, okay? It could really be that we're looking at that Two of Cups and thinking, that was the best love that I ever had, the deepest sense of purpose, the deepest satisfaction, the most, connected, whether it's romantically, or even, spiritually connected. That's the most I've ever had, and so it's difficult for us to see forward when we're attached to that past feeling, okay? And it feels like it's doing us more harm than good right now. Someone close to you works in the medical field, right? And I don't know why that's coming up, but I feel like they're struggling in that position. They're struggling with the emotions of it. Maybe it's you. I feel like it's somebody close to you. Yeah. Anyway, let's see what's in the future position. Okay? Let's see how we are moving on from some of this. The Five of Cups. Five of Cups is good. And I know it doesn't seem good. It doesn't feel good. It might hurt before it starts to feel better. But the Five of Cups is movement. So rather than us being stuck in the memory, stuck in the quicksand, right, stuck in the feeling, at least now there's movement. And that movement might feel difficult at first. It might feel that there's some, more pain, involved here. But it's getting better. At least the emotions are moving. At least we're going through the different feelings, and we're not stuck in that single state. Things are flowing. Okay. And I think many times it feels more difficult at the beginning when things start to move again, Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set it down here. We're going to put Jimbo, the Lizard King, aka Mr. Lizard, right there on top. And we're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together and it will give us our confirmation. If you have a prediction for that card, put it in the comments. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free. And it really does support the channel. This channel is supported by viewers like you, right? So I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Let's check in with the general energy now. We have a Four of Wands. I think that you are... Let's see. I think that you're projecting this energy of being kind of over it, right? It feels as if you are trying to, maybe for appearance's sake, you're trying to appear that you have moved on. It feels as if this is an energy that is just trying to go through the motions, trying to do things the normal way, right? Presenting this image, this persona, this general energy of, oh, that's in the past, I'm fine now, I'm moving forward, everything's okay, right? But we could see with the path of the dove that things are still in need of healing here, that there is still some movement that needs to happen. And maybe the Five of Cups really is just letting the tears flow, Because I feel like that's the way that we're going to really have this cathartic experience, and we're going to really be able to move on and actualize this Four of Wands. Right? Completing this cycle of your life and moving on to what's next. Okay? I feel like there's some broken glass in your life recently. Something broke. I don't know if it's a glass, a window, but there's glass that's shattered, right? I don't know what that is. It could be the car, maybe. I don't know. Let's see what the next card is in the environment. We've got, Wheel of Fortune. See, now we've got the idea of terrestrial time and spiritual time. Okay. And the Wheel of Fortune is Jupiter energy. It's very expansive. It is very prosperous and abundant and lucrative. It really is very rewarding. Sometimes the divine timing and the earthly timing don't always correspond. Okay. But in this case, I kind of feel as if once we're able to get this wheel turning, then it's almost like once we start this, it kind of picks up momentum, and before we know it, Spirit's got the wheel. Spirit is keeping it moving. Once we push it forward a little bit, then Spirit will grab it and keep it spinning, right? But we've got to make that first big push, that first effort. Yeah. Maybe it was a mirror that broke. There's something about that. It's still showing up in my mind here. But the Wheel of Fortune, anyway, is Spirit really taking the wheel, right? Once you begin the process, then I think Spirit kind of takes over and Spirit grabs the wheel. Okay? And if we think of this as, like a flywheel or something, once we push it, once we get it going, it's going to pick up speed, and it's kind of, it really starts to kind of snowball, right? It really picks up speed and momentum here. And I feel like Spirit's just waiting for you to process what's over here on the path of the dove, right? To really, with the Five of Cups, maybe we've got to shed the tears about it. We've got to do what we need to do to feel the emotions, honor how we feel. We're not trying to deny the feelings, okay? We're not trying to deny that. We're trying to feel it for what it is. We're not trying to run away from it. Again, the Seven of Cups, if we try to run, we're going to sink deeper. What we've got to do is very intentional, purposeful things, and it'll happen. It has to be very calm, very slow and steady, intentional movement. Yes, of course, it might lead to us really feeling these things very deeply. Okay, and I do feel like it was a loss here. I'm hearing a K name, I guess. I don't know if it's a C or a K, but it's got that sound to it. I also feel that there is a connection with Greece or the Mediterranean generally for you or your family or for this person that we might be referencing. Okay? But the Jupiter energy, the Wheel of Fortune, is really saying that, once you begin the process, it's almost as if the universe is going to take over and things are going to just get bigger and bigger and better and better and better and better and better. It's kind of as if you are chosen for something, right? And Spirit is just waiting for you to close out this present cycle of your life to get ready for this new path, okay? And it might be difficult to see that right now, okay? And maybe we don't need to worry about that right now. Maybe the important thing is that you process what's going on right now. Don't worry about the future. Deal with what you have going on right now, okay? If this is a loss, as in someone has transitioned to Spirit, or if this is maybe just a separation, a kind of a distance between somebody or a breakup or something like that, right? Whatever it might be, I feel that the emotions are very intense. We've got to allow that to run its course, right? We don't want to linger there, but we don't want to run away from it either, okay? And I feel like once you are finished with that, once we feel as if we're ready, once we get that Five of Cups experience, then I think Spirit really is going to take over, okay? Spirit's telling me that you have a lot of stuff in storage as well. Let's see what there's the Four of Pentacles. There's something to do with stuff with the Four of Pentacles. It feels like it's maybe stuff in storage or it's somebody's belongings in a closet. It's something that's contained in its own little section. It's not out being used. It's stuff that's been either boxed up or put in storage or kept separate, right? It's not stuff that's just in play around the house. It's stuff that's put away specifically, right? And that might be something that is, that might be an object that we are we're clinging to. As we cling to that emotion, it feels like that's kind of keeping us there, So there might be this suggestion, especially with the Five. Now, I'll tell you that the Fours and the Fives are very interesting cards. Anytime we get a 5, it implies a 4. Anytime we get a 4, it implies a 5. Because it is rest and it is motion. Okay, so it could be that we have this Five of Cups, and the way that we have this cathartic experience, and the way that we have, I don't know if you want to call it closure, we could call it closure or healing. The way we have that, the way we can bring about the 4, right, might be through putting in motion this Four of Pentacles, because the 4 implies the 5. So this would imply that there needs to be some sort of activity, some sort of movement. Maybe we have to do something with those belongings, right? I'm not saying we have to give them away or anything like that, but maybe just to open them up and look at them and experience them and allow those emotions to come through. Okay? Because I feel now they're in storage, they're contained, they're in a box, they're put away, out of sight, out of mind, kind of, right? But they're still there, and we still know they're there. So the Four of Pentacles is implying that we do something with them. Okay? We could be talking about ashes or remains, right? We could be talking about some sort of special object or personal effects generally. Okay? So consider that. Consider if that maybe is going to bring about a little bit of this release that we need. Okay? Let's see what the outcome card is here. We might have to do some more cards today. Well, now we've got a Tower. And I think the Tower really is that release that we are looking for, right? Because it kind of feels the Tower is a breaking down of obstacles. It feels like it is a shedding of skin in a way. It feels as if it is releasing us from something that has been binding us. Okay? And it kind of feels as if it's us rising out of that Seven of Cups, out of that, quicksand. The Tower is change. And the Tower is, well, it's usually abrupt change. It's usually change that happens very quickly, right? And unexpectedly. It might be retrospective. It might be saying that the Two of Cups and the sorrow related to that, it might have been something that happened very quickly. If somebody transitioned to spirit very quickly, or there was a breakup or a separation that kind of happened suddenly, and maybe it left us in a bit of a confused kind of state, right? You've got a water bottle that you have been holding or carrying that you haven't opened and drank from, right? I don't know if it's a black one, maybe the one that you bought. I feel like it's something that you've been kind of toting around with you, but not really using it. I don't know if it still has the tag on it, maybe. Drink the water. I feel like Spirit has big plans for you. I feel like you are chosen for these great things. The appearance of the Wheel of Fortune, especially in a reading that has obviously very limited major arcana, the major arcana that we do have are always very, very significant. If we had a reading with only one major arcana card, we'd probably spend the whole time talking about it, right? Or we would want to. Or maybe it'd go the other way. Maybe we don't need to talk about these because these are pretty obvious. That there's a breakthrough, that there's a release, that there's a big change, and it is a change for the better. It is a change toward expansion, prosperity, right? A change in your fortunes. So maybe when we get these major arcana energies, we don't need to talk about them because we know what they are. We know what they represent, how we get there, how we activate that, how we accept that, and how we optimize these opportunities of these major arcana energies are perhaps through the smaller cards and the court cards. Okay. There might be a Pisces person very close to you, very, very important to you. And somebody's got a lot of keys on a key ring, like I don't know if it's an odd amount of keys or if it's just a lot of keychains and very few keys, but I see this kind of big dangly bundle of stuff. And I don't know if it's a lot of keys or what, but it's like there's a lot of stuff on it. I don't know if this is the same person or if this is just, sometimes these details come through as confirmations or validations to confirm that we're in the right energy here today, okay? So if those don't mean anything to you, just leave them for the next person, okay? The Tower card is interesting too in the context of the Four of Pentacles, because the Four of Pentacles, the obstacle here is that you have a tendency to isolate yourself. We say that we're isolating these physical objects or what they might be, right? But the Four of Pentacles is also us isolating ourselves. The Wheel of Fortune is all expansion. We can't expand if we're inside this little small castle thing here, right? Inside these four walls, we can't really expand. So the tower is kind of breaking down these walls that are holding back our really prosperous life, this good fortune. Now, the Wheel of Fortune is experience. It is a magical circle. It is a sphere of consciousness that is ever widening. So we're taking in so many new things, having so many new experiences, meeting so many new people, finding so many new rewards and resources, and joy and love and beauty, and it really is, it's continuing to expand infinitely out, right? But of course, the Four of Pentacles is the wall, it's the container, that we've tried to take something circular, spiritual in nature, and we're not experiencing the spiritual because of it, we're in that box. So we're kind of trying to it's almost as if the circle is outside, but we keep ourselves kind of separated in this, inside this square, perhaps inside the circle here is that little square, right? Where what we want to do is break down these walls, these limitations that isolate us, that barricade us in, that limit us, and we'll have this cathartic experience, have this release, and then also have this future path that is expansive and prosperous and abundant, right? I think this is going to be very good. You drink your coffee black, right? I have a feeling that you do. Let's look at the mystery card. Let's see what this is. Sometimes the mystery card plays the role of our spiritual guide, right? That kind of shows us what we need to know in order to move forward with this energy, to get things going, what the missing link is, what the key is, what the linchpin might be. Sometimes it's the guide. It's the direct kind of message from the divine that shows us how we activate all of this. Yeah. So maybe it'll be another 5. Maybe the movement is really what we need. Maybe we'll get a 5 of Pentacles or a 5 of Wands, right? I guess that's my prediction. I'm going to say it's a 5 of something. Yeah. Or maybe the Star card, right? Maybe the Star, and I'll tell you why. If it's the Star, I'll tell you why. Let's take a look. Oh, the Magician. The Magician, pretty close to the Star, so I'll tell you why anyway, even though I'm not going to ring the bell because I didn't get it right. The Magician is a free-flowing conduit of divine energy. And if it was a Star card, it was the first thing the Star does is illuminates the inside of us, right? What's going on inside of our souls. So we can clear out the blockages, we can empty ourselves of all the stuff, and we can be filled with this infinite divine light. That's the first stage. Second stage is that light then spills out from us and directs us forward, shows us where to go. Shows us what moves to make and kind of how to navigate. It's a little GPS system of the soul, right? But the Magician, I think, has already completed that Star phase 1, phase 2, right? And now is a clear conduit for that divine energy. The wand is upraised. The divine fire is coming down through the wand. And the other hand is pointed down at the ground. Similar to the way the Star card depicts one vessel of divine waters coming down, the other vessel of divine waters being poured out. Same concept. That something is coming in, it's not finding any resistance or any blockage. There's nothing in here to slow it down, and it goes right out into our world, our physical environment, our reality. Yeah. And so this is the way that we create our world, that we traverse our path. Okay. It's kind of as if the Star is a little bit of just the revelation of it all, and then the Magician is the participation in that, right? That we are a clear channel. That light is coming directly through us and spilling out into the world around us, and we're walking that path. Okay? So I think this is very good. First thing we got to do, obviously, is become that clear, free-flowing channel or conduit of that divine energy. And then it will manifest and we will walk that path. So it really kind of suggests to me, again, confirms that we need the 4 and the 5 to get moving. We need the Tower moments. We need the 5 of Cups. We need the movement. We've got to clear these blockages out. We've got to heal. We've got to, empty ourselves, whatever you want to call it. We've got to prepare our souls to receive and to transmit that divine light. And I think this confirms it. Now we're going to do an extended reading as well. If you want to stick around, there's a link up top. There's one down below. New readings for Sagittarius, Wednesday and Sunday, 6 a.m. Chicago time. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free. Does not cost anything. Leave a comment for me. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.